Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the January 16th, 2024 regular council meeting. I'll now call this council meeting to order, and we will begin with a statement from Councillor Slip.
In the spirit of reconciliation, we acknowledge our meeting place. The City of Flin Flon Council Chamber is situated on the ancestral lands of the Treaty 5 territory. We'd like to acknowledge that we also work in partnership with First Nations in Treaty 6 and 10 territories and the Métis Nation.
Thank you. We'll now have a reading and confirming of the minutes, also from Councillor Slip.
Be it resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of council held January 2nd, 2024 be adopted as received.
All in favor? Carried.
Who seconded that?
Oh,
Bill.
who did?
Okay.
I did.
Oh, good job. Thank you, Miss Brown. Okay, good. Thanks, Bill.
Rogue today, rogue.
Yeah, rolling road, yes. Okay, good. So now that'll bring us into our resolutions. Councillor Dallas Funk.
Thank you. Check schedule 03-02, be it resolved that the accounts in the amount of $5,019,526.35 be approved for payment.
Seconder, Councillor Richardson. All in favor? Carried.
I just want to note that that is a really high amount, and that's a high amount because we paid the school division their part of the mill rate taxes and their part of the grant in lieu for 2023, which was $4,151,000.
Okay, thank you.
I guess it's me again.
Yes.
Dinosaur Valley Studios documentary production agreement 03-04. Be it resolved that the City of Flin Flon enter into a memorandum of agreement with Dinosaur Valley Studios to produce a short documentary on Flin Flon.
Seconded, Councillor Slip. All in favor? Carried.
Okay, me again. Enterprise Fleet Management Fleet Vehicles 03-05. Be it resolved that the City of Flin Flon enter into a lease agreement with Enterprise Fleet Management for the lease of fleet vehicles, and that the Mayor and Chief Administrative Officer be authorized to sign the agreement on behalf of the City of Flin Flon.
Seconder, Councillor Eagle. All in favor? Carried. Councillor Eagle.
Yes, thank you. I have 4 resolutions. The first one is Resolution 03-06. It's the 2024 Airport Baggage Handling Agreement with Calm Air. Be it resolved that the agreement, the City of Flin Flon and Calm Air International Limited for baggage handling be ratified and approved for signature by the proper officers of the City of Flin Flon.
Seconder, Councillor Hanson. All in favor? Carried.
And the next resolution is 03-07. It's the 2024 Airport Agreement with Calm Air Air Terminal Rental. Be it resolved that the agreement between the City of Flin Flon and Calm Air International Limited for air terminal rental be ratified and approved for signature by the proper officers of the City of Flin Flon.
Seconder, Councillor Richardson. All in favor? Carried.
The next resolution, 03-08, is the 2024 Airport Agreement Cleaning Contract. Be it resolved that the agreement between the City of Flin Flon and Carolyn Peranto for the airport terminal building and warehouse janitorial services be ratified and approved for signature by the proper officers of the City of Flin Flon.
Seconder, Councillor Slip. All in favor? Carried.
And my last resolution is 03-09. It's the 2024 Airport Agreement, BLT Automotive. Be it resolved that the agreement between the City of Flin Flon and BLT Automotive Incorporated, operating as U-Drive car rental for terminal rental and vehicle parking, be ratified and approved for signature by the proper officers of the City of Flin Flon.
Seconder, Councillor Richardson. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Councillor Richardson.
Thank you. I have 4. 03-10, the 2024 Airport Hangar Agreement with Rob Robinson. Be it resolved that the agreement between the City of Flin Flon and Rob Robertson for the hangar lot lease number 7 be ratified and approved for signature by the proper officers of the City of Flin Flon.
Seconder, Councillor Dallas Funk. All in favor? Carried.
03-11, 2024 Airport Hangar Agreement with Dan Bichkowski. Be it resolved that the agreement between the City of Flin Flon and Dan Bichkowski for the lot hangar lease number 4 be ratified and approved for signature by the proper officers of the City of Flin Flon.
Seconder, Councillor Slip. All in favor? Carried.
03-12, the 2024 HUD Bay Airport Lockbox Agreement. Be it resolved that the agreement between the City of Flin Flon and HUD Bay Minerals Incorporated for the Flin Flon Airport Lockbox be ratified and approved for signature by the proper officers of the City of Flin Flon.
Seconder, Councillor Eagle. All in favor? Carried.
And 03-13, the 2024 Airport Hangar Agreement, Athapap Trading Company. Be it resolved that the agreement between the City of Flin Flon and Athapap Trading Company Limited for the hangar lot lease number 5 be ratified and approved for signature by the proper officers of the City of Flin Flon.
Seconder, Councillor Hanson. All in favor? Carried. Okay, Councillor Hanson.
Okay, I have the amend development plan, the second reading, 3-14. Be it resolved the bylaw number 2023-18 of the City of Flin Flon to amend the City of Flin Flon development plan, bylaw number 37 of 83, be read a second time and passed on second reading.
Okay, seconder.
Second.
Okay, Councillor Eagle. All in favor? Carried.
Second reading of 0350. Be it resolved that bylaw number 2023-19 of the City of Flin Flon to amend the City of Flin Flon zoning plan bylaw number 27 of 84 be read a second time and passed on second reading.
Seconder, Councillor Eagle. All in favor? Carried.
0316. Be it resolved that Council grant Mayor Fontaine leave of absence for the February 6th, 2024 council meeting.
Seconded, Councillor Richardson. All in favor? Carried. Councillor Slip.
I have the 03-17, the Fire Chief Report of December 2023. Be it resolved that the Fire Chief Report for the month of December 2023 be received and filed.
Seconder, Councillor Richardson. All in favor? Carried.
And one more is 03-18, the Animal Control Report for December 2023. Be it resolved that the Animal Control Report for the month of December 2023 be received and filed.
Seconder, Councillor Eagle. All in favor? Carried. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Eagle. Okay, with that, we'll go into questions from the press.
I just have one before it takes off here. Basically about these, all the stuff with Comer, when is this all expire? Like how long are these contracts all?
They're 1 year.
2-year contracts for all of them?
One year.
1 year.
1 year for all of them? Okay.
And typically it's what, first or second meeting of every year they get renewed.
Yeah.
Anything new in that wasn't already in city practice, or is it just?
Just renewal.
Alright.
Yeah, they're the exact same like last year.
Anything else, Rob, or okay, Eric?
I'm good, thanks.
Alright, okay. Wanted to ask a little bit about this documentary production agreement. What, from the city side of things, what all needs to be done with this, and what are you expecting for this project?
What we're looking at is a bit of some historical parts in terms of Flin Flon, so there'll be some talk about HUD Bay, the mining, how it's been a key part of Flin Flon. We'll probably do some filming in the Whitney House. And then what is really great and wonderful about Flin Flon, and has been for some time, so there's going to be some pieces around the bombers as well. And then talking to people who've been here for a number of years, and how they've seen the history of Flin Flon develop and to get where we are today. There will be some pieces around the Arts Council, the music, the performances, all those sorts of things as well. And the purpose of that is so that we can utilize it as we continue to work towards this piece of diversification, where we'll become an attraction place for people to come to.
Okay, so essentially like short tourism videos or?
Exactly. It'll be a little bit more than that because there will be some focus on history.
Okay.
So there will be opportunity, for instance, if we brought people in, we could go to the Whitney House and we could talk about the history of the Whitney House and the Whitney family themselves. And then we can maybe even show that a vignette from that showing the part where there was talk about the Whitneys and about Hud Bay and how it was coming about and all that.
Where would you view this? Would you just put this on the city's website or?
We will be putting it on the city's website, that's correct. And we'll also have access to be able to show it wherever we want to show it. So if
So you're gonna own this then?
That's right, we're gonna own it. If we wanted to take it into the school, for instance, even to show some of the pieces of the history of Flin Flon, we could do that too.
When's this gonna be ready to go?
I'm not 100% sure in terms of the timeline. The production company would know that a little bit
Next
better, but
couple
they
years,
are
though?
starting soon.
Next couple years?
Yeah, next week, I think.
Oh,
I
okay.
think within the next 4 months, 2 visits
Yeah.
is what the contract states.
Okay.
So in terms of format, are we looking at like 30-second TV spots, or are we looking at more of like a 8 or 10-minute short film kind of thing? Are we talking like the old Canadian film board film vignettes or something like that? Like what are we, do we know what we're looking at yet, or is that in the purview of the production company?
It's also in the contract, but I think we're looking at like more like what you talked about, the second one, where it's a longer, like 15-minute to 20-minute, that sort of thing.
Okay. Okay.
And then we should be able to take little smaller pieces, clips out of it too, to use for a little like teasers and that sort of thing.
Okay. Because it would presumably be done by commission from the city, right? Like they're not coming up here to do a documentary about Flin Flon for the goodness of their hearts. They're doing it because the city
Right.
wants them to do it.
That's right, and then because then we'll own it, and then we can use it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The other thing about that too is the name of the company kind of rung a bell for me. I believe this is the same company the city reached out to refurbish Flinty, right?
That's correct.
How many, like, I'm curious about this being a filmmaking outfit / statue rehabilitation business.
I think the statue rehabilitation business is a little bit on the side, the production company is more of what they're doing. But they, for whatever reason, they have that expertise. And I think that's the third time actually that we've used them to refurbish Flinty.
Well, I remember that coming up at council years ago and them being the ones to do it when it was last refurbished years and years before that. So, of course, I wasn't going to council meetings way back when I first contacted. That would have been like maybe 5. I don't know. Anyway, so we got that. That's an interesting thing to know. The zoning plan and bylaw change I see here, second reading has been passed tonight. Does this mean that this has already gone through the Municipal Affairs Board, or where are we sitting with this?
What this means is that we had 5 objections that came in through that night.
Mhm.
And so we sent them to Brett Mack and the municipal folks.
Mhm.
And then what happens is we send out letters to those 5 individuals or 5 families. And they now have the opportunity, because we've done second reading, to further provide their objections directly to the municipal board themselves.
Okay.
So even though we've sent them in, they now have more of an opportunity to expand on what they said the first time.
Okay, so that final approval hasn't yet been given?
No.
And, okay, and the people who were here that raised objection. So this next part, like, putting this at second reading tonight, would this have happened even if there weren't any objections on the night? Is this just the way that this process goes?
It wouldn't have had to happen if we wouldn't have had objections then the municipal board. There wouldn't be a need to really go forward with objections to the municipal board. So tonight, for instance, we could have done second and third reading if council would have wanted to do that. Council always has that choice, right?
So you don't necessarily need to wait for municipal board approval to do the third reading?
Well, we would have had to wait for municipal board approval, but we wouldn't have had to do second reading and then wait, right?
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I've got the steps outlined. And of course, final approval only comes after those 3 readings and after the approval.
Yes, correct.
We won't do third reading until we get approval.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Just worth passing that along, I think. Also wanted to check in on the fleet vehicles agreement, the lease agreement here. Specifically on fleet vehicles, and the answer is probably in the package, but I had maybe a minute to look over it, so apologies if it's in there and I just didn't spot it. When we say fleet vehicles for the city, what exactly are we talking about? Are we talking about city trucks? Are we talking about like, what are we looking at?
Want to take this one, Bill?
Sure. We're talking about trucks, the equipment that the city crews use. So what we do is when we lease these vehicles, we give them to management first, and then they take their trucks, which are a few years older, and pass them down.
Okay.
And, you know, I mean, I remember back in the day when we used to pay an extra $1,800 to have it painted orange.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't do that anymore because now people can't say what's orange and sleeps 3.
Putting that city sticker on the doors is probably a bit less expensive than the whole.
Yes, easier.
Oh yeah, the whole paint job. You just take it off and you don't have to get it resprayed. So just so I'm clear too on city policy for the vehicles, I know that I do believe the city, like if you see a city worker in a truck, the chances are good that the city actually owns that vehicle, right? They're not all on lease?
No, actually, let's clarify that. This
Okay.
is the first time that we're leasing vehicles. We're leasing 3 vehicles for our fleet.
Okay.
And so part of it is a way for us to determine whether it works from a cost perspective, so for managing our fleet. Is it better for us from a cost wise to deal with the leasing or to look at purchasing where then we have to put out larger amounts of money, right? And so we could, if for instance, if we were to buy those 3 trucks, we would be looking at a much larger cash outlay, and this is month to month, so we can manage it.
Okay. So in that case, I assume we're not talking about like your big, like heavy equipment or like your big like salt sprayer trucks or sand sprayer trucks or anything like that. We're basically talking about like pickups.
Yeah, like a Ford F-150.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, quad cab.
Yep, fair enough. Again.
So what's happened is 4 vehicles have aged out. So our mechanic, our city mechanic, has said, okay, these 4 vehicles are aged out. I can't fix them. They're not safe. Not even for the parks kids. No one can use them. And now we have to come up with 4 more vehicles. So we're going to do with 3 because we feel that with the quad cabs that more people can drive to site together.
Yeah, it's the city doesn't I don't think we've ever sold a vehicle to somebody that they can actually drive.
We drive it right till it can't be driven.
We mile them
Drive
out.
wheels off, basically.
Yeah.
I love that. Not even because it's in condition to give to the parks kids.
Yeah.
I love that. It's like we're treating them like we treat freshmen in the faculty of science. They're basically meat.
Pretty much.
We have to start with something small to get something big.
You know?
Yeah,
And they're
it's already
putting in-
bent. It doesn't matter if you bend it some more.
Yeah. And they're putting in lawnmowers and whippersnap and everything in these trucks and dirt and all the things. So of course we're not going to give them the brand new trucks.
Yeah, fair enough. And I say they're basically me as somebody who did that job at a couple places. as a
Exactly,
teenager.
yes.
So I know how it feels.
Yeah.
Also wanted to double check in. Let me just make sure that I've got the wording on this right here quick. Oh, you know what? I think I might have misread that. Never mind. For once, I think I have one more question and I don't, instead of saying I don't and then having 7 more, so.
I got one more quick one. This group that's doing this spell, where are they from?
Drumheller.
Drumheller?
Yeah.
That's dinosaur, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
I asked the same thing the first time I read it, when they were redoing Plenty, when they were doing restoration.
I wonder if they do repairs on the dinosaurs out, in.
Probably. That's probably
Yeah.
where they got their
Yeah.
expertise.
I'd be pretty disappointed if they did.
Yeah.
Nothing else from the press?
No, it's good.
Okay, we'll close the recorded portion of the meeting. Do we have any